Stocks continue to slide here after reports of President Biden proposing a massive hike in the capital gains tax. Joining me now with more reaction, Walser Wealth Management's Rebecca Walser. You know, Rebecca, we knew the number was going up, but I think this is shock. Obviously, it's shocked because the market that was going up got kneecapped, and now everyone's kind of scratching their heads trying to figure this whole thing out. Listen, what do you make of it? I mean, this is a lot of money. I know this is sort of utopia that the Biden administration wants, and the focus is on, is somehow, though, I know you got to pay for it as well. Just your thoughts on this, because I think it's a dangerous, dangerous road they're going down.
It is such a dangerous road, Charles, and I'm just going to say, I'm frustrated right now because we were having a good day, and then he comes out with this, and the market is obviously reacting very negatively. And people should understand. I understand there are people out there that are saying, oh, it's just for people that make $1 million. But understand, when you start bifurcating a tax policy, when you start saying, okay, well, the rich guy can pay more, and this guy's going to pay less in capital gains, then you really are just waiting for time to come through where it gets down to something that is the average American, and we don't have capital gains anymore. I think what people don't realize, Charles, is that this money was already taxed once. This is money that is being reinvested after tax, and then there's a gain after the fact, and we're paying tax on new money that we've basically earned in the market. Why should somebody who earns more than somebody else pay more tax on that just because they earn more in their, actual job? It's really not fair, to be honest. But I know no one's going to cry over it, but the market doesn't like it, and I don't like it, and it's not fair.
No, and no one should like it. I mean, we had a great, you think about in the last 6 months, all the companies that have gone public. They raise money. They hire people. They make inventions that help us live longer, help us live better lives. I mean, this is the way the system has worked. Our life expectancy was 30 at the turn of the century. Now it's much higher. That didn't come from healthy eating.
That's right.
I mean, it's just every aspect of our lives has been positively impacted by the ability for anyone to invest. But here's what we're doing, right? And part of this also, because initially we were going to talk about this notion of a universal basic income across the country. And this utopia, it's focused on, high taxes of successful people, redistribution of that money. And then, but what happens is you're going to dissuade people from working, and you're going to hurt people who are successful with this universal basic income, these higher taxes. This morning, Rebecca, we got the initial jobless claims. Pandemic unemployment assistance, 7.3 million people, up 265,000. Then there's the pandemic emergency unemployment, 5.6 million people, up almost 500,000. How come these numbers are going up even as the economy reopens, even as there's 6 million job openings? I'll tell you why. This is free money. This is easy money, and we won't be able to wean people off of it. And next Wednesday, we just learned from Jen Psaki that President Biden will have his joint sessions, his speech to the joint sessions. He'll lay out this American family plan. It will include more programs like this that will dissuade people from working.
They're really moving us, Charles. The plan is to move us to a welfare state where pretty much the government decides what our lifestyle is and how much we will or won't make. Investments are an economic engine of this country. You tax corporations and investors more, they will reroute their investments and they will make other investments. I'm a tax lawyer. We do this all the time where we're doing tax strategy around investments. So you start making these policies so you can come up with your big social welfare programs and you tax the corporations and the rich people so that the average person doesn't think it's going to affect them. But let me explain something to the American people, Charles. We do not have enough rich people in the world to spend the money that this administration wants to spend. There is not enough money in the world. We cannot perpetually pay people to do nothing and let them not go back to work and just give them universal basic income for being a human being and health care and education and a place to live. Where does it end? When do we become responsible for our own life that we live as a human being? We do not rely on the government. That is not America.
Well, I got to tell you, Rebecca, it's a tough one. This is we knew it was going to be tough, but now the reality is coming, and I just think it's a mistake. I just think we're hurting what made us the greatest country in the world, pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps. Always a pleasure talking to you. Really enjoy our conversations, Rebecca. We'll talk again real soon. Meanwhile, President Biden also pushing his climate agenda on